Hi, I'm Margaret Stevens-Reed, Director of Fund Development at Valley Life, and welcome to our third installment of Holiday Tips. Today we are going to learn how to make potato latkes just in time for Hanukkah. So I'm really excited about this. Normally I have my little sidekicks here helping me film this, but today you got me. So I will be on camera a little bit and then running back to film. We have a wonderful guest joining us, Ann Polunsky. She's our grant writer, and she is going to tell us all about Hanukkah. Ann, please join us.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so my first question is, I see Hanukkah spelled with a C and an H. What's up with that?
Well, it's spelled, many different ways. And the reason it's spelled so many different ways is because it's transliterated from the Hebrew. And it's
So they're going with the sound.
Yeah. So basically, some people like the ch, and some people don't like the ch. And so some people just have an H on the beginning and the end. Some people have an H on the beginning and not on the end. Sometimes there's two N's. We spell it C-H-A-N-U-K-A-H.
All right.
We like the ch.
All right. And so I also was doing some other research, and some of that research included talking to Ann. And I understand that another thing beside the potato latkes are the donuts. So fried foods. What does that symbolize?
Well, the history of Hanukkah is that in the 2nd century BC, Jerusalem was, the control of Jerusalem was in the hands of the Greek Syrians. The Greek Syrians were sort of brutal overlords. Mm-hmm. They did not allow any other religions. They wanted everybody to worship the Greek gods.
Okay.
And of course, a lot of people did because they were afraid, but there was a mighty band of warriors led by a priest by the name of Mattathias and his 5 sons. They were the Maccabees, and they had a band of people that were rebelling with them, and they conquered the Syrian Greeks that were there, and they went to rededicate the temple in Jerusalem. And as they did, they found that it was a mess. They found that there was only one little cruse of oil for the menorah, for the candelabra, and which would have lasted only one day, but it actually lasted 8 days. So that's where the miracle of Hanukkah comes from. It lasts 8 days, and we light, I don't know if you can see the menorah here, so we light 8 candles, and we have a helper candle, and each night we light one, starting.
And there's prayers, right?
And we say prayers each night. And then, of course, the neat part about it is that all the children...
I guess I have to turn around
You have to
this
turn
way.
it around.
I was looking at it.
But the children get gifts for 8 nights, and that's a concession to the secular world that we live in nowadays, and the fact that, it comes about the same time as the winter holidays, as Christmas, and so kids get gifts. So we have 8 nights of gifts. Some children would really like to be Jewish.
I know. Santa, you're a little low there.
And of course, to commemorate it, because of the oil, is why we eat fried food. So it's fried potatoes, and also jelly donuts are very popular.
Okay, get that correct. That there's a culture out there that tells you for 8 days you can eat fried foods. Hey, I'm on. Sign me up. All right. So you're going to get started. I'm going to go work the camera and tell us what we need to do.
Okay. So we're going to make potato latkes. So we're going to start by peeling some potatoes. And the jelly donuts in Israel are called safganiyot. And so if you walk down the street in Israel during Hanukkah time, every store has a little menorah, small menorah, not a big deal, and they have a big tray of jelly donuts. I don't know whether they sell them or give them away. I think they sell them, but they're all over the place. So I have peeled and rinsed these potatoes with Margaret's help, and now I'm going to slice them because we're going to put them through the food processor. And now I'm going to slice some onion. Now the recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of onion, but I always add more onion because it makes it tastier. We've just been finished blending our onion and our potatoes. And so we took the potatoes and onions together. Now we're going to add eggs. Now what I sometimes do is I put the other blade in the bottom. So that, you see, this is nice and it's stringy. And I don't always like it that stringy. I like it to be more softer. And so I run it through again. but it's a double job, and it's a really messy job. I mean, by the time you finish with this, your kitchen needs a bath because you're frying and you're using the processor, and potatoes have all this black stuff that sticks on everything. So it's a fairly messy job, and that's why we do it once a year. Okay, so now we're going to add some eggs.
How many?
2 eggs to 3 cups of
Shredded potatoes.
shredded potatoes.
And 3 tablespoons onion, you said, right?
It calls for 3 tablespoons of onion, but I always add a little bit more to make it tastier. And then we're going to add a little bit of salt. Good. And we're going to mix it up. Add a couple tablespoons of
Now, what kind of flour are you using?
This is just whole wheat flours because that's what I bake with. But just anything to keep it together. We used to use matzah meal, which is matzah ground up. So I think we've got our batter pretty well done here. Okay, so now we're going to pour some oil into our pan for frying.
What kind of oil are you using?
Just vegetable oil, and you don't want it to be too flat.
Okay.
You don't want it to be too deep. You just want it to be enough so that it doesn't totally cover the potato when the latkes when you put it in.
Okay.
So we test the oil to make sure that it's really, really hot. It's starting to sizzle. So we use just a regular spoon. You can hear it sizzle. I hope you can hear it sizzle. And we pat it down a little bit, and then we wait for it to get nice and brown.
You know, I usually don't cook food that cooks back. So, but I will be trying this. Have you ever tried it with an air fryer?
No.
Well, then but that defeats the purpose of the oil, I guess. So,
Well,
yeah.
I have tried it with zucchini and with different vegetables. You can make latkes.
Oh, yeah. And so then how do you eat them?
Well, you eat them with a little applesauce. Some people like applesauce. Some people like sour cream. You can with either or both, but I prefer applesauce with mine.
So they kind of look like hash brown potatoes.
Yeah, true, they do. But this comes with a story.
Yes.
Oops. Okay.
First is the hash browns that come with a egg McMuffin.
Right. That wouldn't be quite kosher.
Right.
It's done. Just set it over there.
Okay, so here's the finished product. They look yummy. Anne likes hers with applesauce. She has the applesauce. I'm going to try it both ways. And they look just, oh. And I'm hungry.
Good.
Mmm.
It's a treat.
Really good. Well, that's it. And the only thing it's missing right now is my agency update. And our day programs, our residential members, I should say, are still at home, and they're getting their day program service at their individual homes. But our community members are coming to campus and having their day services so they don't get left out. Everybody's excited about the holidays, and so we're trying to come up with some interesting and some seasonal ways to add the joy to their lives. So with that, thank you very much. Next time, our topic will be gift wrapping. See you then. Thanks. Bye-bye.